The white people who came across the waters to populate North America and build America did a lot of oppression. And almost all that I know of the groups that they oppressed have received some kind of reparations except Black people. Black people still continue to be the group that they oppress now, 2021, which is wild to me. So I know of two examples that I can give you about what we know as Native Americans, which was really a bunch of tribes across North America that purposely, mistakenly were depopulated, annihilated to make way for settlers. They now have land that's tax-free. They have been given things by the government. To me, they haven't been given enough because Native Americans have worse statistics than Black Americans. If you don't know this, nobody really talks about the history of Native Americans and the reprogramming that they did to hurt this community so badly. So they have more suicides, more drug use, more single parent. They have like the worst of the worst. Nobody really talks about that, but this is really a video about Black Americans. They have been giving reparations for all the harm that's been caused to them. Hasn't fixed anything much for them, which goes to the reprogramming other side of this video. The other group I want to mention is the Japanese who were, I guess, essentially put into camps here in America because of the war that was going on. And they were giving financial compensation to make up for the atrocities, the separation, the family, all that stuff. I think it is vital that Black Americans, or how do I say, descendants of African chattel slavery, something like that, I think they need reparations. I think it would be wonderful if it's in the form of land and money, but we'll see what actually happens. I think it's wonderful that the conversation of reparations has gathered so much steam. Now that the election and all that stuff is over, I don't really hear people talking about it that much, like nationally. But I know there are groups of people who have been doing the community work, advocating for reparations. I think it's a great idea. The other side of this is, what are Black people going to do with the money if they get it? So one of the first financial workshops I went to, the gentleman said, listen, if you gave everyone on this earth $1 million, in 10 years, the people who are already doing well are going to be doing even better. And the people who are not doing well are going to be back being like the poorest. Because along with money, you need an abundance mindset. And not all Black people, right? Black people are not a monolith. However, there are a lot of poor Black people who also carry a scarcity or fear-based mindset, which means if you give them money and land, they are going to lose it. They are going to gamble it away, spend it away, not invest it properly because they do not have the correct information. And even with the correct information, there are some people who are still going to waste it away anyway. There's just a percentage of our population that's just wasteful. I don't mean Black people, I mean people in general. Just there's some people who, no matter how much you tell them, they're not gonna get it. But for the people who know and are seeking information, or for the people, if you tell them, they are going to be in a place to accept it and do something about it, I think that's where the reprogramming comes into play. And so there are a lot of things that are going to go into this reprogramming. The financial piece to me is one of the biggest pieces. And like, once you get an abundant mindset, a lot of things sort of fall into place. But just the information alone about personal finance, how does the global economy work, what can you do to invest, how can you become a millionaire, taking those steps to not live above your means, to not follow the Joneses, because a part of sort of poor Black culture is wanting to show that you are worthy and worthwhile, even though you don't have a lot of money, which means that lower middle class, lower income, they tend to be the ones to purchase a lot of luxury goods and items and name brand things because it's important for them to show that they are worthwhile. That mindset has to change. But along with that, there's also the culture of single motherhood. I think Black Americans have the highest rate of single motherhood, and most of those households are poor. I don't identify as a single mother. Like, I don't really put that label on myself. I really have like a community of folks who, uplift me and my son and resources and all that stuff. And I'm also not struggling. So, that image of single motherhood is not what I'm part. I also, I had one unplanned pregnancy and I was like not having more. No more without a husband. I just really don't think it makes good economic sense to do it without a partner. Just hard. Why would you? Anyway, well, you can also see single parenthood, not just in Black communities, but that's just what we're talking about. But you can see it across income levels. And so there's also this culture of single parenthood that I think needs to shift back. Similarly, I think it's wonderful to talk about police brutality and to point out that Black people are, disadvantaged and statistically more policed than other groups of people. However, I think it's also important to talk about Black people kill more Black people than the police kill Black people, and that women need to be more valued, and most of the women who are killed by their partners or someone that they know. Like, all of these things go together. But I really think it's important to focus on how we can build wealth, because having money makes you more influential, and having more money means more resources. I've lived across 3 different states in the last 5 years, and I know that there are people doing the work, the groundwork, the community work, educating people. I know there are people providing free financial workshops who are talking about it at length on YouTube, on their social media, to people they know in their real life. People like me are talking about mental health and the importance of seeing someone if you have a problem and not waiting until it gets so terrible. I know there are also people who are advocating like a meat-free lifestyle or a more plant-based lifestyle, because these are important for the Black community. Eating the same foods that you did when you were slaves is not going to lead to a longer life. It's why there's so much heart disease, so much cancer. Similar to that is adjusting your perspective so that you reduce your stress, reduce your cortisol levels. All of these go hand in hand for the reprogramming, because what good is the money and the land if you are not even around to enjoy it? This starts with you, the individual, in adjusting your mindset and your habits. So you need to clean up the way you eat, you need to exercise, you need to get your money right, and then you need to organize with other people who are doing similar things, okay? It'll happen. I mean, Black people have come so far in America, evolved so much, that I know there's no stopping it. It's only going to get better for us. Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you think it may help. Thank you for watching.